I work at the happiest place on earth, and that's not Disney World. I genuinely love my summer job as a lifeguard. The members are always smiling and happy, my staff is always entertaining, and my manager is pretty laid back. One of the reasons I love it is because of how easy it is. Nothing ever seems to go wrong at Hideaway. I was a certified lifeguard, but I always questioned what would happen if something were to happen. How would I react in a crisis? Would I panic? Would I freeze? Or would I be a hero and save the day? I had never known until one summer day. Swim practice had just ended. I was tired, my body ached everywhere, and all I wanted to do was go home and sleep on the beautiful summer day. The sun was shining, the warmth kissed our wet skin. There was not a cloud in the bright blue sky. I was scheduled to work at the pool that Tuesday, so I decided to hang around after practice and help coach the little kids' swim team. Coaching the little kids was my favorite. I loved each of their bubbly personalities and watching them grow and develop as swimmers. The last practice had just ended, and I was gossiping with my coach and a few other moms. A little girl named Layla started running at us, waddling down the pool deck. Her pink cheetah bathing suit matched her bubblegum pink swim cap, with her thick, long, black hair falling out from underneath of it. Her pale skin had 2 red circles around her eyes, a common sign of her pink goggles being strapped too tight to her head. Layla ran, with her arms waving. She was yelling something, but I couldn't hear it over the chatter from the moms. All of a sudden, the gossipy moms heard it too, and Layla's voice was audible. Coach Cheryl, Gwyneth hit her head! Gwyneth hit her head! My coach and I instantly looked to the pool and saw a girl standing in the water with her arms resting on the outside of the pool. She was taller than most 12-year-olds, easily being able to stand in the 5-foot section with her head above the water. Her blue cap was off, floating next to her. Her long blonde hair was in a low ponytail, wet and sticking to her neck and back. She wasn't moving. Fear instantly flowed through my veins. We immediately sprung into action. Cheryl ran to attend to Gwyneth while I herded the gossiping moms and children like cattle away from the pool deck and towards the snack stand, all eager to see what had happened to their friend. After everyone cleared the pool deck, I walked over to Cheryl, who was consoling Gwyneth and rubbing her shoulder from the outside of the pool. Cheryl instructed one of the other coaches to put a ladder into the pool so Gwyneth could walk out, explaining that Gwyneth must have just been startled and nervous. But Coach Cheryl, my neck really hurts to move. My eyes instantly locked with Cheryl's. Her eyes turned from a calm to a sense of fear, tripling in size. We both knew what this meant. Gwyneth could have a spinal injury. Worst case scenario, it could mean paralysis. Cheryl instantly grabbed Gwyneth's head, securing her spine. Cheryl, what are you doing? I'm scared. Please, I just want my mom. Instinctively, I slowly climbed into the water, coming around to Gwyneth's back. We needed a primary lifeguard in the pool to stabilize her head better. I wasn't on duty but felt obligated to help, considering I was certified to handle situations like this. I walked to Gwyneth, placing one of my hands under her chin with my forearm against her chest, parallel to her spine. I placed my other hand on the back of her neck, forearm also parallel and along her spine. Cheryl stood up, explaining she would be right back. I knew exactly what she was going to do. Cheryl was going to call an ambulance to take Gwyneth to the hospital. Even though Gwyneth could talk and feel her legs, we had to call an ambulance and would have to backboard her as a precaution. Sam, what's going on? I'm scared. I just want my mom. Gwyneth, it will all be okay. We just want to make sure your neck and back are okay because you hit your head. That's all. So we'll just hang out here in the pool. I just want to go home. Gwyneth, it will all be okay. Are those sirens for me? Did you call an ambulance? I just wanted to go home. I don't need an ambulance. Really, I don't. I promise. Gwyneth started panicking, trying to move her head side to side. I kept a strong grip on her neck to try to keep her still. Gwyneth, You need to keep your head still. The ambulance is only coming to take you to the hospital, to check you out, and make sure you are okay. You are just going on a little ride. That's all. It's just to be safe. Cheryl appeared in front of us as the sirens got closer. Hey, girlie, so we are going to take you to the hospital to get you checked out, okay? I promise it's just to be safe. We have other lifeguards here, and they are going to put you on a floating bed, okay? They will strap you in and you'll go on a nice, easy ride to the hospital. The best part is you will not have to do anything, okay? So just stay still and listen to Sam. This was my turn. I turned my head and saw the two lifeguards approaching me with a backboard. The backboard is a hard plastic bed, but is hollow, allowing it to float. The top has cushions to secure someone's head, while the sides have buckle straps to secure the body to the backboard. The two other lifeguards held it in the water while I slowly walked away from the wall, holding Gwyneth's neck still. Her feet floated to the surface, and we were able to get the backboard underneath of her body on the first try. Because I had control of her neck and spine, I had to continue to hold her head. Another guard, Allie, came around and secured Gwyneth's head, this time by her ears with one hand over each ear. I was able to remove my arms from holding her to strap her onto the board. The straps and buckles were already connected to the backboard, so all I had to do was buckle them. Like I was taught, I started at her chest, then buckled the straps around her waist, thighs, and feet. Afterwards, I also put a red foam block next to each of her ears, then secured the two blocks to the board. I also placed a strap over Gwyneth's forehead to secure the blocks even more. Allie was then able to remove her hands. Sam, what are you doing? I don't like this. This is weird. Gwyneth, you're doing great. Just a little longer, okay? I then climbed out of the pool and was able to get her out on the backboard as soon as the paramedics drove up the driveway. Once they got there, they lifted her onto the stretcher and took her in the ambulance. Cheryl and I accompanied her to the hospital. At the hospital, she was cleared to have no spinal injuries. Although I had been a lifeguard for 4 years, I had never had to save someone, let alone have a potential spinal injury. Every day I had showed up to work, I always wondered how I would handle myself if a crisis ever arose at what seemed to be always perfect Hideaway Swim Club. After Gwyneth's spinal injury scare, I knew I could trust my training. While I was scared for Gwyneth at the time, I would not have been able to keep my cool without my years of additional training and experience. I am more confident in my lifeguarding skills as well as my crisis management skills. After Gwyneth's scare, I implemented better training protocol throughout our staff to make sure that no matter how much experience one lifeguard had, they would be able to safely and effectively handle a crisis, keeping Hideaway Swim Club safe and happy.